What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we are going to continue our coverage over Acts of Vengeance. Now remember, Acts of Vengeance was this massive crossover that came out in 1989 and went through to 1990. Now, when it came to this massive crossover, it was a way for our heroes to fight against different villains they don't usually fight against. Let me explain. So, a mysterious character came to a group of villains like Magneto, the Kingpin, Doctor Doom, Red Skull, and the list goes on. But he tells those villains, the reason why you guys keep losing to the heroes is because you keep going after the same heroes over and over again. Why not try to go after a different hero that you don't usually fight against? And that is why I say it's a way for us to see our heroes fight against a new villain they don't usually fight against. So like Thor fighting against Juggernaut, Spider-Man fighting against Graviton, and the list goes on. Now, today's video is going to be about the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, issue number 363. And the question is, who would the Hulk fight against in Acts of Vengeance? Well, it would be the Grey Gargoyle. Now, the first page of this book, we see the Hulk falling out of the sky. And matter of fact, we see him beginning to transform back into Bruce Banner. But the problem is, again, that he's falling very fast out of the sky and about to hit the ground very hard. And the question is, will he survive if he does turn into Bruce Banner before hitting the ground? Now, before we are able to learn what is exactly going on with the Hulk, we have to jump back in time by 24 hours, where we pick up with Grey Gargoyle having a meeting with Doctor Doom. Now, when it comes to Grey Gargoyle, he has the ability to turn almost anything he touches into stone. Now, here's the thing. Doctor Doom wants to use that ability as a way to slow down the Hulk for a brief moment, because Doctor Doom is part of the Acts of Vengeance group, and he realized, and the others did as well, that the Hulk could be a major problem for their plans, and so they want the Hulk on the sideline until they can think of a proper plan on how to deal with the Hulk. And so that is where Grey Gargoyle comes in. Doctor Doom wants Grey Gargoyle to use his ability to turn the Hulk into stone. Now we jump back to the present day and we pick up with the Grey Gargoyle on a plane heading over to Las Vegas to hopefully find the Hulk. Now currently he's in his alter ego, trying to disguise himself as a regular person on the plane. Now he had no idea that he was sitting next to airline security, and the only reason why it's being brought up right now because he does pull out a device that was given to him to help him find the Hulk, given to him by Doctor Doom. Now, when he does bring out that device, the airline security guard wants to know what kind of device this guy just brought on the plane. Now, of course, he does tell the guy everything he wants to know. Like, hey man, listen, this device came from Doctor Doom and I'm going to use it to find the Hulk. But hey, you can't stop me because I can turn you into stone very easily. And matter of fact, he does that. Now, when it comes to the device that was given to him, it begins to go off, making it seem like the Hulk is actually nearby. Now, the reason why the device went off is because the Hulk was actually nearby. Now, this section is going to explain why the Hulk was falling out of the sky at the very beginning of this book. You see, around this time in Marvel Comics, you have Bruce Banner being able to come out as long it was daytime, but at night, the Hulk would come out. And so around this time, the Hulk thought it was his time to just jump around and have some alone time. But unfortunately, while in the air, the sun began to come up, and that led into the Hulk beginning to turn back into Bruce Banner. And so that is why he began to fall out of the sky, but also falling nearby the plane that Grey Gargoyle is on. Now, luckily, when the Hulk does crash back into the ground, he does survive, but turns back into Bruce Banner. Now we have to jump over to Yucca Flats Nuclear Research Facility. And the reason why, because Bruce Banner got a job there as a janitor. Now when it comes to Bruce, he is going by a different name. But the reason why he's at this research facility is because they have the tech that could possibly help him find a way to get rid of the Hulk. But here's the thing. One of the scientists, better known as Philip Stearns, recognized Bruce Banner on the first day. And so at first, he allowed Bruce to pretend to be somebody else. But then you have Stearns say, you know what? Enough is enough. I know it's you, Bruce, and I know why you're here. But let's make a deal. I will allow you to use our tech to hopefully find a way to get rid of the Hulk, but you must look over all my research notes to make sure I'm going down the right path when it comes to my research. Now, when it comes to Philip, around this time in Marvel Comics, he had a huge obsession with the Hulk to the point where he tries his best to duplicate what happened to Bruce Banner, but unfortunately he turns into Madman, one of the many villains for Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Now, while you have Bruce and Philip trying to work out a deal, we cannot forget that Gray Gargoyle is actually in the same town that Bruce is at. And matter of fact, he is able to use the device that was given to him by Dr. Doom to get a location on Bruce. And so sooner or later, Grey Gargoyle is going to find the Hulk and hopefully complete the job that was given to him by Dr. Doom. But now it's time for us to get into the battle. You see, when it comes to Bruce, he was just leaving the facility to head home for the day. On his way home, you have Grey Gargoyle being able to locate Bruce and then pretend to be a police officer to pull Bruce over. And once he is close enough to Bruce, he will then use his ability to turn Bruce into stone. All of that happens, and you have Grey Gargoyle being able to take Bruce's body and put it in the back of his vehicle, except you then have Bruce being able to turn into the Hulk. And so even though Bruce was turned into stone, once he does turn into the Hulk, he is able to move once again and then deliver one heck of a beatdown to Grey Gargoyle. Now, the rest of the book is really more of the Hulk fighting against Grey Gargoyle. Now, when it comes to their battle, you do have Grey Gargoyle basically going to his stone form. And matter of fact, there's something else I do want to talk about when it comes to Grey Gargoyle. You see, yes, he does have the ability to turn people and items into stone, but that effect only lasts for 1 hour and then they turn back to normal. Now, the reason why I am bringing that up now, because you have the Hulk grab the arm of Grey Gargoyle and twist it around. Now, he's in his stone form, but he has to find a way to turn it back around correctly. If not, once he goes back to his human form, that arm will become broken, severely broken. And then you have the Hulk just walk away to say, hey dude, you lost. Let's not do this again, because next time I'll make sure to do more damage to you. And that really wraps up the Hulk tie-in for Acts of Vengeance. So if you did like today's comic book video, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.